Hi. Thanks for coming in and hanging out with me today. I've got so much stuff going on, y'all. Hopefully today the audio is going to be better because I've got one of these handy little doodads. So hopefully that's going to go well. So my dearly beloved, you guys know Joel. He comes in last night and he says, yeah, hey babe. So the bosses are throwing a barbecue for us all up at work on Wednesday. That's their last work day for the week. It's Wednesday. So the bosses are doing this big shindig. He says, could you make something? Well, yeah, because I love making stuff for the guys up there. And it just, wink, wink, it kind of helps Joel to look pretty good too. So I like doing it. My job is to make him shine. Anyway, so yeah, babe, no problem. So how many people are we talking about? He said, 60. Well, alrighty then. Let's hop to it. So guys, I'm telling you right out the gate, I do not have a recipe. I don't have a recipe. So if you want to try and make this on your own at home, and it is a total experiment, and we're going to find out together if it works or not. But if you want to do this at home, you got to follow along in the video because I'm telling you, I don't have a recipe for this. I am flying by the seat of my pants, which could be kind of scary. But come on, grab a chair, hang out with me, and let's see what we can concoct today using some pretty basic stuff that just about any pantry has. But simple ingredients, it's what I had on hand. We're throwing it together and we're calling it yummy, hopefully. Okay, let's go. Okay, now guys, please don't bust my chops for this. But I grabbed what I had readily available in my pantry. Plus, it's that time of year where I'm cycling through stuff that's close to expiration or, in some cases just a little past it, so I can regenerate. Something I always keep on hand is yellow cake mix. Now, I've showed you in the past how you can make your own, and I do that too. I've got jars of that back there too. But this is one of those staples that when I find it on sale, I pick it up because it's so versatile. I can do so many different things with it. So I'm using 2 of the plain old yellow cake mix packages. All right, I've got freshly washed eggs, and I don't follow the directions on the cake packages. I got my own way of doing things. So these are freshly washed, fresh eggs, and I'm doing 6 of them, 3 per mix. Ooh, somebody's getting good calcium. That's a nice thick shell. And I know some of you are going to be screaming, Lauren, you ought to crack your eggs open in another bowl before you... You know what? I've never had any problems with my eggs being nasty on the inside. There we go. And I don't have a whole lot of time for this project, guys. I've got a lot of stuff going on. All right, so that's 6 eggs, and this is half a cup of oil. I don't care what kind of oil you use. Whatever you have on hand is fine. I'm not going to bust your chops. Now, one secret ingredient, if you want anything you make to pop, I'm putting in cardamom, just a little bit. It's a pretty expensive spice, but you use very, very, very little of it. It goes a long way. It accentuates every other flavor. It's amazing. Oops. Now we're going to get this mixed up. And that is a little thicker than I like. Like I said, guys, there's no recipe here. I'm just winging it. So I'm tossing in a little bit of cream. I'm totally eyeballing this. Now I use cream when I make cakes because it gives it a silkier flavor. It's a nicer texture than just water. But hey, if you don't have any cream on hand, use your water. It's fine. You show up to the party with something like this, and I promise you they're not going to be upset if you use water in your batter. So I've added about 3 tablespoons of cream in there. Okay. That looks good. It is another hot as blazes day here. So I've got to get all my baking and stuff done early, or it has to wait until late at night. And I don't like to heat things up in the house late at night because it carries over to the next morning. Now the beater bar is telling me that it's not fully mixed. So I'm going to mix by hand here just as soon as I get this somewhat cleaned up here. Now we've got our cake mix, our batter, off the stand. And we're just going to go ahead and get in here with our spatula and just really make sure everything got mixed in. Oops, sorry, didn't mean to hit you. Now at this point, I'm leaving the batter a little on the thick side. And I'm doing that because I'm getting ready to add another liquid into this. So let's grab that. Two of my jars of apple pie filling. And I must have gotten really lazy when I put this up because I just sliced the apples. You know, they should be in bite-sized pieces. So if you don't do it up front, you're going to end up having to do it on the back end. So take the extra 2 minutes and just do it. And I just love this time of year, you know? You know, we're going into the big 4th of July celebration. And I couldn't think of anything much more American than apple pie. I don't know what I'm going to call these yet. Hopefully I don't end up calling them something like, ew, a colossal mess, which very well could happen. And I think we're good. So now we're going to take all of these apples and we're going to put them right into our batter. Oh, good. I stuck my fingers in it. Sometimes you have to get a little creative with what you have on hand. You know, just in case, you know, unexpected company calls to say they're on the way, or your husband has a company picnic. All right, let's get these really well mixed in. I keep hitting the camera stand. Alrighty. Now the next thing we gotta do, since we're going to a party, we're gonna make up a little bakery style crumble topping. Because, yeah. All right, now in here, let me tell you, I've got about a cup of flour, half a cup of white sugar, granulated sugar, and a cup of brown sugar, a liberal dosing of cinnamon, and I've melted up 1/2 cup fresh butter. I'm just adding that in. And I make a mess. And we're just going to mix this all up until it's crumbly. We don't want to overdo it. And I'm probably going to have to add some more flour. We'll see. We'll see what we got. And I'm just using a fork to do this. You don't want it to be too dry. You don't want it to be too soggy. Just want to get it where it's looking kind of crumbly. And I still see dry bits down here. I think we're just about right. Now, like I said at the top of the video, guys, I do not have a recipe for this. I am literally flying by the seat of my pants. That's how we roll up in here. I find, and maybe you guys can relate to this, the more I think through something, or as we call it down here, overthinking, things don't turn out as good. So I'm just using good old basic common sense. After years and years of baking and cooking, I kind of know what goes and what doesn't, and what batters should look like. There, see, and it just looks like crumbles. That's what you want. So we're going to get back over here and start filling these tins. Then I got one more extra surprise that I'm going to be tossing in these dudes. Now let me just show you what I've done here. I found my biggest baking sheet that will fit in my oven, okay? And I've just lined it with as many cupcake liners as I could fit on there. The whole idea being, I don't want to keep the oven heating the house for a very long time. So now we've got our batter all nice and mixed up. And we're going to start filling these liners. Work with me, brain. And I want to do this without making a colossal mess. And I say that every time I come to bake something in the kitchen, and I end up making, say it with me guys, a colossal mess. Guys, I had to do a little last minute improvising. So just putting the paper liners, if they were foil, it would be a different thing. But since I'm using paper cupcake liners, yeah, my thinking to set them all out on that huge baking sheet, that wasn't going to work. So I had to quickly transfer my filled muffin cups into a standard muffin pan. Quite frankly, I'm surprised I still have one of them. And the one I have is older than I am. I've only got one, so it looks like I'm going to be in the kitchen a while. Now our next step, I found these little caramel bits back in my pantry. So I'm going to toss in just a few in each muffin. We are not organized today, are we? No, we're not. So I got my oven heating to 350. By the time I get done doing all of these little steps, that'll be preheated. Now I'm just doing a few of these bits in each one because I want them to be melty and yummy, but I don't want a big pool of mush. So just like 3 or 4 to each little piece. There you go. Okay, and then remember our streusel topping, our bakery topping. Just give that a rough little mix. Just going to put it right on top there and just very lightly press it down. It is 103 degrees here today. Not ideal conditions to be having the oven going. But Joel asks so little of me that when I can do something nice for him, I'm doing something nice for him. And we are continuing on with our building stronger families, one table at a time. That's our mission, if you're not familiar. That is going like gangbusters, guys. And I just want to let you know, again, every candle order, every epoxy order, every super chat, everything you guys are sending in to support us, all going for that mission. We are current unexpected need, we have to get a new chainsaw. We have to get a bigger one. We are needing a 24-inch blade. Or, I guess they're called bores. So we're working towards that. All right. Into the oven we go for about 15 minutes. Look at those. So we have tray number 2 coming out. And we just repeat our process. I'm wanting to get these done so I can get outside and enjoy our military flyover. The Arkansas National Guard is doing a special 4th of July flyover event. They're going over the entire state of Arkansas. And I hear the Blackhawks coming now. I don't really hear them as much as I feel them coming. Try to get that on film for you. And I'm just putting about a scant quarter cup of batter in each one of these. And I'll get a little caramels. Now these are going to travel well, and they're going to hold up well under this heat. And I just really enjoy making little treats for all of Joel's co-workers. Great group of people. And they work their tails off. I'm gonna miss the flyover, guys. Now, we live in a strong military presence state. So we get flyovers on the daily. And back into the oven for another 15 minutes. All right, let me show you what we've got. We've got box number 1 All done. Box number 1. And I want to show you how pretty these are. Look at these. They are just beautiful little flavor bombs. That looks good enough to eat, doesn't it? We got melty caramel in there and the apples. Oh boy. Guys, it is a scorcher. And I am melting. Anyway, like I said at the beginning of this, there is no recipe. I completely winged it. So if you want to try to replicate this, you're going to have to watch the video. Just to kind of synopsize, you can also cut this in half. I made enough to feed a crowd. It's just 1 box of yellow cake mix. And you're going to do, get that off. And then you're going to do 2 cups of apple pie filling. I guess that would be equivalent to a good sized can of it if you have to pick some up at the store, or a pint jar if you do your own. Dash of cardamom. For the streusel topping, it was a cup of flour, half a cup of white sugar, 1 cup of brown sugar, some cinnamon, and half a cup melted butter. Mix it all up until it's all crumbly. And you're going to add your cake mix. I added a little bit of oil, about a quarter of a cup of oil. No, I didn't. It would be 1/4 cup to a box mix of oil. And then I added 6 eggs, so 3 eggs per 1 box of your mix. That's what I did, guys. And made enough, and there were a couple of oopses, so Joel will have some when he gets home. So guys, I'm out of here. I got to go get underneath the AC. I am overheating in a big way. I need to drink some water. Hey, keep looking up. Say thank you. Do that often. Keep your attitude of gratitude at all times. There's always something to be grateful for. Oh, God bless you and keep you. May He make His face shine on you and give you peace. And guys, thanks for keeping me company today. We love every single one of you. Thank you. And remember, we go live on Friday night, so 8 o'clock Central Time. Be there, be square, or any shape you want to be. I'm not your mom. Anyway, y'all keep being good. And we'll catch you on the flip. See ya.